Peace and respect to you all. Welcome to Demolished Doctrine, the beginning of the end of religion. Well, you guys did it again. You gave me another 25 subscriptions, and that means I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. So tonight is all about you. Please feel free to come in. Oh, I have an echo. How interesting. I know you guys don't hear that, but I do. Okay, got that. That's funny. Feel free to come in and we'll talk. You can come in and chill out. You can come in and challenge me. Welcome Nerdy Rodent as well. And you're welcome to challenge me. I appreciate it. At the very least, you're going to make me deeply consider my stance on what I believe the Bible is saying, possibly my stance on reality, and perhaps change my mind about some things. And I appreciate that. I want to become better at what I'm doing. I do not want to become more entrenched or biased. And you're all welcome, of course. Okay, well, that was my big spiel. Hope you liked it. So if nobody comes in, that's pretty much the whole show. Just me saying thank you all so much for the 250 subscribers and then cutting it off. So, because I'm no good at being entertaining, I think. I can whistle, I can sing, and I can dance, but I don't normally do that on the internet. So, kind of left with waiting on you guys. By now, normally, this one guy would have already been here. He has helped me several times in the past. In fact, I think every subscription landmark that I've come to, he has been the first one to show. But not today. That's okay. I've been working a lot lately. I haven't done much in the way of content on this channel. I have been appearing on other people's channels, which means I didn't have to plan for it. All I had to do was show up. Peace and respect, Mr. Shadow Kitty. Welcome and thank you for dropping by. You want Dave to show up and say something wild. Yeah, Dave's pretty good at that, I guess. Although, Nerdy, I've seen you come into some streams and given enough chance to dip your toes in the water and feel what it is. Said some pretty funny stuff. Aw, thanks, B.
Hi, brother.
Hey, how are you doing?
You know, I'm doing good.
Yeah, what good things right now?
We've been working like an average of 6 days each day a week, Monday through Friday right now, and we're getting paid for 10.
What? Why?
With days, with mileage, with time for the drive, and we.
Oh, so you are doing the special unit thing, service to the stars and all that.
Yeah, that thing I can't talk about. Yes,
Right.
That's what I'm doing.
That's why I said it in code.
Right, in code. Yes, I am doing that thing I cannot talk about. But yeah, so we're getting everything set up. We did running a couple tests today on each other. We're going to test. We have to test everybody Monday, Wednesday, Friday ourselves. So, I can't say it's about COVID testing. That's fine. I just can't say anything else. But so we have to test ourselves Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. So we're going to wait till tomorrow and test everybody. Ran the test on the machines, got some of the computers set up and stuff. So now we're just waiting on them to set up our tents and tables, and then we can get everything going.
Right on.
So, yeah.
So did you say you're getting paid for 10 days a week? Is that what you said?
No.
Which comment?
10 hours a day.
10 hours a day.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to go ahead and install the screen door on your place.
Yeah. Screen door, homemade.
You know, when you need air conditioning, a screen door is pretty useless if you have air conditioning. You know,
it's true,
when
but it gets
when
so
that time
cool
of year
in
changes,
the evenings.
Exactly. It's starting to get where it's going to be pretty nice to have a screen door at night.
Yes. And I figured out that that's the main time my cat wants to get out. I think it's
Weird,
because she
right?
can't see. I think she can't see that far in the dark, and she wants to go check it out. When it's light out, she'll try a couple times, and I say no Houdini, and she stops. And then she knows her new name. Or maybe it's just the no, I'll take it. But like right now, she's just hanging out. She's not trying to get out. She can see I didn't park in front of the door. She can see all the way out in the field. But yeah.
Yeah, it froze up a little bit, but don't worry about it.
Sure, nerdy, have him come in.
Yeah, if Dave wanted
That's
to come
the
in,
old
but I think
internet
Dave
still.
said he was going to sleep, so I doubt Dave's awake right
Oh.
now. Usually he's pretty serious about that sort of thing, unless something's really got his attention. So, you don't
Yes.
have to do this, but I know of something that would be interesting.
Go.
I think it would be interesting if people heard your objections to what I'm saying, being that we're, all
Okay.
brother and sister and all that stuff.
Well, my number one objection is I am a seer, not a believer. I'm more science-minded like Mom was. So I have trouble believing in something I've never seen. And I've asked for evidence. I don't even know how many times since I was, so for the time the mom died through now, probably 100 times. Like, show me
Right.
something. And so that's my biggest, that's the biggest problem I have about the whole thing is if you're right and it happens, I'll be like, yo, dude, I was wrong. I'll just admit it. I'm cool. If I see that shit you're talking about, I'm done not believing, but I have to see
Right.
something. I'm a seeing is believing kind of person.
I think it's perfectly fair and just and honest for anyone to say that I need the evidence I need.
Absolutely.
The person should never be put down for that. And of course, we're all different. And of course, we all need different kinds of things to find whatever it is, if something is true, to find it persuasive,
Right.
Simultaneously, I think it's also true that evidence or truths or facts are not always persuasive. That,
Fact.
I was plenty biased for plenty of time, and that. And I don't think there's anything that could have persuaded me. Seriously. And I called myself all the keywords that I hear atheists, agnostics, etc., calling themselves. Oh, I'm a skeptic. No, I wasn't. I was a cynic. And
Yes.
I wonder just how often I'm talking to people that are calling themselves skeptics, and they are not. They are what I was, a cynic. Someone who would not take evidence, no matter how strong it was, that it would not be compelling to them.
See, now, the only evidence I've had that I can truly go, that's interesting, that has my attention, are the stories that you've told me has happened to you that you haven't told everybody, but some of them you have, I know.
I don't think that's completely true. If you don't mind me sharing some personal family stories.
Oh, I don't care. Everybody knows me. I'm not worried about it.
Right. Like, how would science today, as best as we can describe and understand things and test things, how would science today explain very, very specific things that seem coincidental but cannot be because they're too specific, such as sharing dreams together?
I've always just chalked that up to some kind of psychic connection that very few people have.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know. I was part of that and I can't even label it.
It's hard it's easy for us to take anecdotal evidence and say, well, that was their experience. But it's hard for us to go, it was my experience and I must be wrong, when we know especially if we can understand what bias is and how to defeat our own biases and see that it's not just our imaginations or bias or something wanting something to be true. That there
Right.
are experiences in our adult lives, not in young childhood, but in our adult lives, where we see things that, at least at the surface level, I'll be academic about it. At least at the surface level, they appear as though we are interconnected as human beings in some way that we are not testing for in standardized science. And if that's true, then I have to say there's certain things science won't survey, in which case science is biased.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can agree with that. Every scientist is biased for science, and every Christian is biased for Christianity. We're all biased in what we believe. That automatically
Sure.
makes us biased.
Yeah, I think there's none of us who aren't biased. I mean, even if I
I
say,
agree with that.
even if everything that I say that is true can be shown to be true in reality, I still believe it's true. So if I believe it's true, I'm biased in favor of it. Like if you say, I believe the sky is blue, or it is my opinion that the sky is blue, it's true that all of my experiences or all of your experience, I know you won't take it personal when I say you, all of your
Yeah.
experiences are subjective experiences. They can never be objective. But if the consensus agrees with you and people uncued with a question or a suggestion will also agree with you, then there's a very good chance that you're right. So if you say the sky is blue is what I think is true, and then a huge percentage of the people also say that, and people not asked also say that, then there's a really good chance you're right.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay. All right. So bearing all that in mind, and if I can say there's certain things that science will not survey in standard mainstream science, but there's evidence to things that exist that we do not test for, then I think I'm consistent within what most people understand reality to be. But most people are unaware, just because they hadn't been exposed to it and it's not popular, that there have been double-blind scientific surveys done on people's ability to sense something about another person or even an inanimate object when they are not locally close to it. They're not in close proximity to it. Thus the word remote. So it's laughed at, it's made fun of, but I see evidence in my life and others that people sometimes view something remotely. That is, they have an experience of remote viewing.
Right. Yeah, I've met like 3 different people in my life that I have personally known was a friend of mine that said that they have had remote viewing, or one guy would say that he could cause it. That he had to be totally
What does that mean?
relaxed, like he could make himself remote view himself.
He can make himself remote view himself. Well, that's no trick. I
Yeah.
know what I'm doing.
No, but like he would do it in the bathtub for some reason. It was the one time he was totally relaxed. Hot bath.
Okay.
He would lay in the bathtub and could see himself from above.
I guess that's handy if you're wondering what's itching on your back, but I can't see much other use for it.
Well, I mean, you know,
Say, oh,
he was still playing with it.
I have a pimple. That's good information to have.
Everybody needs to know if there's a pimple on their back. Sometimes you can feel it, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think that is the beginning of experimentation, and it doesn't serve any real purpose other than self-confirmation, which may be bias, since I can imagine my own self in the situation I'm presently in. I mean, I can picture me from above this ceiling right now. You know, and that's
Yeah.
neat, but I'm just not sure it shows anything. However, if I could picture myself from inside the ceiling and tell you how many dead mice are in the ceiling or something like that, that would be a lot more interesting. And then tear out the ceiling and prove that it's true. Welcome, Quentin Phipps, the random ginger.
Hey,
Gotta have a random ginger.
Yeah, our family has 2 random gingers. And how's that?
Yeah, we do.
But
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, Grandpa was a strawberry blonde.
Yeah, well, that's
And
in
so
the
we are.
neighborhood, I guess. That's in the
Congrats
Hey,
on the
neighborhood.
Phipps,
250.
what's up?
What up,
Who?
B?
Oh, yeah. What up,
B?
man?
Congrats, Richard, on the 250, man. That's awesome.
Thank you very much. It's an extremely small number.
I forgot
It's
to
bigger
tell you
than
that. So
what I got.
congratulations.
Thanks, Beth.
Well, there you go.
What
I don't
was
even
it you
know
said,
where I'm
Quentin?
at. I quit looking.
I'm at like 82, so 250 is bigger than 82.
Yeah, numerically in sequence, that's a fact. It is a bigger number than, I have to say though, of the subscribership that I have really good retention. That is, people don't go and unsubscribe, and also average watch time per video, per views is a pretty good number on this channel. Actually, like if people start watching it, they're going to watch a good 15 minutes of it. They're not going to watch all of it, not on average, not by a long shot, but they're going to watch 15 minutes of it or so.
That's way more than I usually. I usually only get 3 to 5 minutes, so that's
3
pretty
to 5
good.
minutes. Yeah.
Mhm.
In the last month, I've had about 19-minute watch time. So, I mean,
That's pretty good.
it fluctuates. Yeah, like I lost 2 subs because people realized that my channel's not always going to be the dumpster fire that it is sometimes. But
Aw.
hey,
Aw,
I'm
but we
happy
like
with-
the drama.
I'm happy with where I'm
Shucks.
at. So, so the
Um,
morning show, is what I do, and I had a dumpster fire morning show, but the aim for that show is just to be peaceful and let people wake up and watch it. So, we don't always want dumpster fires, but it's there sometimes.
Did you say that you lost subscribers because it's not always the dumpster fire that they were expecting? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Did they write
Some
you and
people,
tell you that, or is that some kind of report from YouTube?
That's just my guess because I had 84 because of a certain morning show episode where Smokey Saint, Dragnot, Nakasuchi, and a few other people came in, and it was a dumpster fire. But then I did the next day's morning show, and I lost 2 subs because I think they realized that it's not always going to be, hey, let's yell at each other and call each other names. So.
Well, if that's all you need, buddy, let me know. Anytime I'm around, I'll get on there and call people names.
You're so sweet. Thank you.
I know. I'm just trying to help.
Thank you, babe.
So I just looked because I haven't looked in over a month, but I'm at 425,
Right on.
which is
Woo,
amazing
420.
because I don't even have shit for content. I don't know why that many people like me, but for some reason they do. So I'll take it. Thanks, everybody.
I'm going to leave
Why
this
else
one
would
up.
we
I
like
like
it?
this comment by Mr. Shadow Kitty. That's funny.
Congrats on the 250. Sorry, dude. That sucks. Congrats on the near-death experience.
Right.
That's pretty much what that would be. I gotta love Nels.
Hey,
Him and
Quentin,
Nerdy crack me up a lot of the time.
It just struck me, both of you guys should shill your channels. Quentin, go first, please.
1 sec.
Okay, you can wait because you have so much background noise. B.
So, as our 2 people in the chat know, but I don't know who else is watching, not commenting. I started out as a tiny home channel and then switched to a mental health channel, which is why mine is now called The Family. I am now venturing into doing some streams with all of the women that I know in our group of atheists. Actually, there's a couple Christians. We got one Buddhist, 2 Christians, and then a bunch of atheist women. We're going to start talking about women's issues, and we're going to hop around on each other's channels every time we do a stream so we can reach more people and get more people interested in it. And that was all because of talking to Maya and Cynthia and Atheist Donna on that stream I did about a week back. So it just kind of, I said, hey, I'm just going to start a DM group on Twitter and we're all going to get together. So we're going to be talking about tomorrow night. We're going to do something about, it's going to be 7 to 9 Eastern. We haven't pegged down a time yet. I'm waiting to hear from the rest of the ladies and on a confirmed time. And then I'm going to set it up and we're going to roll that out tomorrow and start that. So that'll be good stuff.
And yes, they may not be professionals. However, they're experienced people who are caring. And I really recommend that.
Yes. Yes. They are a great group of ladies. And some of them are from different countries. We have different backgrounds, so it should be really diverse. Godless Granny's in on it. Mama Atheist, Cynthia McDonald, Maya Adkison. God, I don't even know if I can name them all. Eventually,
and have you worked out the average IQ of the people that are appearing on your show? Because it sounds pretty good.
Yes, higher than mine.
Higher than yours?
Yeah,
okay.
Higher than mine.
Very cool.
Yes, that's all I need to know.
That's all I need to know. I can learn something from people smarter than me. It's all I care about.
I'm just going to let them go, and I'm just going to be like a moderator. That's what I'm going to do because they know what they want to say. They're bringing up the topics. I'm letting them, being that my point of view is not exactly like a feminine having to deal with that kind of crap point of view. Because I get stereotyped in the for being gay, but I don't get stereotyped for being necessarily just a woman. So it's different for them. So I'm going to let them take the reins on most of them until it's something that directly affects me in a great way, and then I'll jump in. But I think I'm just going to let them. Good. Yeah, let them speak their minds. They're a great group of ladies. I'm very happy to be doing it.
Quentin, you want to show what you're up to, like a proper channel name and stuff? Of course, if you're unaware that you're muted, I'm telling you.
Yes. We were both telling you.
Yeah.
You're very, very muted.
Not now. You can speak. Yeah, speak now. Don't change anything.
Speak now.
Speak now. Meow.
You call me a cat? You see me jumping nimbly from limb to limb? Sipping milk out of a saucer? Meow. Get your insurance and your ID. Ridiculous, but yet still funny.
Nimbly from limb to limb. I can hear his background noise.
Nimbly from limb to limb. That's one of the lines in the movie.
That's an awesome line.
Steve, you drinking saucer out of a milk? Milk out of a saucer? Sorry, saucer out of a milk. Yeah. I'm tired today.
That'll happen on these long jobs.
Yep, it's true. Long job, 6-hour days, shortest I've ever worked in my life. Any job I've had.
For me personally, 52 years of age. That's a pretty long job. 52 years.
Yes. I mean, I hear you. I'm over 49. I've tipped over the 49 button there, so.
I know.
Can't say I'm not pushing for 50 anymore. It's pretty much just sealed in stone that I am trying to climb that hill.
Earth to Quentin. Is Quentin going to come in? And that seems like a no. Okay, so back to the topic we were going. I don't know what happened to his connection. He's still there, like he shows to be there.
I don't know.
Quentin?
He's technically there.
Hello.
Hello.
There he is. Oh no, he fell down a well.
I don't know. Yeah,
still in the well, but he's there. You're very echoey.
I'm in the well.
Yes, we can hear you. You're in the well. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in this spot where my Wi-Fi doesn't suck as much as the other places, so I'm kind of echoey. So
Oh,
Those that don't know or can't tell, my Wi-Fi is absolute garbage here because I am running off the hotel Wi-Fi that I stay at, and 90 people run off of the thing. So yeah, I am going live eventually, probably after Richard ends his. But to show my channel real quick, hi, I'm Quentin Fisk, a random ginger. My my YouTube channel consists of the morning show with Todd. We actually started our new YouTube channel and did our first episode today. I am more of a heartwarming channel. I try to get the bright side of everybody. Sometimes I fail at that because I'm a ginger. So, but yeah, no, if you want to watch a redheaded dude fail at life, then go watch my channel. There you go.
young man, you stop that talk right now. You're not failing at life. How old are you, Quentin?
It's true.
No.
No, it's not.
Answer the question. Answer the question, young man.
Don't avoid
How
the
old are you?
topic.
I'm 22.
Ooh.
22. Okay, I was guessing
Yeah,
no
you're
more than
washed
24.
up, bud.
Yeah,
You're-
dude, your life
you're
is
totally
over.
washed
Just call
up.
it quits
Yeah,
now.
you're really out of
You know,
time. You should. Why
mean-
haven't you retired?
I mean, it doesn't mean anything that almost everybody my age struggled and didn't get their heads out of their asses till they were 35. So you should definitely feel like a failure right now.
Well, no,
I didn't get my head out of my ass till I was 31.
What I mean by failure is like I attempt to do things and then I either forget that I'm doing them or just completely fail at it. So we're working on it though. We got aspects of crap we're trying to do. So
See, you've
you-
labeled that incorrectly,
Yeah,
sir.
also-
It's not a failure. It's not a failure as long as you learn something. It's a lesson. And it helps you grow and become bigger and stronger and more red and more rounded and more open-minded or whatever. And so it's just life experiences right now. When you get to my age and you're still being a failure, then really you should just give up. I mean, at this point, almost 50, but I mean, I'm literally 27 years older than you. I have been alive twice as long as you have been alive, plus. So
I will
don't
say
count
real
yourself
quick,
short. Don't count yourself short. Keep learning the lessons. Keep growing. And I guarantee you, by the time you're like 28 to 30, you're going to be like, man, I was stupid at 22. I know so much right now. And then you're going to do it again at 35 to 37. And then you're going to do it again at about 43 to 45. It's about every 7 to 9 years, your head pops out of your ass again. And you go, wow, I was so stupid 7 to 9 years ago. And then by the time you're my age, you're just chilled and amazing. Like Richard and I are.
I do want to give two shout outs real quick to the people that have been helping my channel. Geo Sam, who is a patron saint, he actually sent me a computer from his own volition. He built it for me and gave it to me. And then MathPig, because without MathPig, I wouldn't be here. So thank you to both of them. That's what I gotta say.
They are both great guys. They are very intelligent and helpful people. And I keep telling people that everybody I know, all the people I hang out with, no matter whether they're theists or atheists or agnostics or pagans or whatever, we're just a big community of people that like to help each other. So that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, basically, I always think of it as like we're all a giant potato stew, and everyone else is their own single potato.
What a very Irish way to put it.
Yes. Now I know why you get along with MathPig.
I do have to thank.
You ain't got
I do have to
taters. You
thank
ain't
Richard
got
though,
shit.
because like you were. I do have to thank you, Richard, because you have been pretty awesome. You've come on the show a couple of times and had some interesting conversations. So yeah.
I like your brain. I'm only interested in
Well,
brains.
that makes
That's
one
it.
of us.
Well, I like.
You
I don't have to live
trust
with
me,
it all
if
the
you were
time.
there- Yeah, no, my brain is a jumbled mess of chaos and disorder. So that's
very
Oh,
different
so
than
you're
most
right where you should-
22-year-olds. Exactly.
I was going to say, he's right where he
I was
should be
just
for
telling that
22.
joke. Yep.
He's-
Exactly.
Yep,
Yep.
he's perfect. That's not even
Yeah.
a joke. It's literal.
No, it's just really
It's
true.
literally when you're 22, you don't know your ass from your elbow. shit from Shinola. And the Shinola man doesn't like it.
Right.
Anyways, that's an old
Yeah,
joke.
22. I think we
I
know
have learned a
enough
couple of things about
to
myself.
become convinced that we know something, and that's all that we really know is enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
I'd agree with
Yeah,
that.
no, I'm still figuring out life, so I've got a lot of way to go. I mean, I just figured out who I identify as, and what I like and what I don't like. So, figuring life out as it goes.
Yeah, right on. Right on.
Well, Quentin, if it makes you feel any better, I just realized recently that I identify as, well, I didn't have a label for it because there wasn't labels when we were growing up, but I identify more as non-binary than anything else.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Right.
So I just figured that out.
Yeah,
and this happened like right after I turned 49. No, right before I turned 40. I was 48. So there you go. You never know when you're going to learn something about yourself.
Yeah, that's true. No, a couple months ago, I found out that I'm non-binary, and then beginning of this year, I realized I was asexual. So I'm making steps in the right direction, especially with like therapy and stuff. At least I'm trying.
That helps. It's always good to be able to talk to somebody you can trust that legally, like literally can't talk about it. That way there's no bullshit. No, it's good to have somebody to talk to.
Yeah, my therapist, like other people, realized that I'm a very stubborn ass with my red hair. So.
Why?
No, like sometimes, like some questions he asked me, I don't like. So sometimes it takes me a minute to figure out a way to get around it, but then I always come back to it. And I've done really well in the last week because I've been very honest with my therapist. So I'm getting better at it. It's just when I first started with therapy this round, like I was nervous about it, as like anyone would be. And so like I didn't want to take it as seriously. But then I realized, hey, I had an anxiety attack about 5 days ago. It put me in the hospital, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should take therapy a little bit more seriously. So yeah, no, I'm trying my best.
What do you think the intent of your therapist is?
Just kind of like my sponsor, and is to help me get through life with the troubles that I'm having. So I'm realizing that slowly.
Wait a minute. You'll forgive me, but I think that's called a buddy, not a therapist. A therapist's job is not to help you through life, but to equip you with tools so you can help yourself through life.
I was just about to say that.
I don't articulate.
Are you sure you have a therapist?
Yeah, he is a therapist. I just don't articulate well. That's my fault.
So I'm just being more exacting than you were, and you meant the same thing.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Like this last week.
Good.
This last week, I do smoke pot to help me deal with problems and not face problems. So my therapist gave me a challenge to give up weed for about 2 weeks, and so far I'm 4 days in. So.
Good job, man. Good for you.
Yeah, he wants me to start journaling. So I've written like 3 pages almost in the last 24 hours. So
good.
Yeah, no, I'm trying.
No, journaling is good. Hard. Any kind of writing down your thoughts, or if you're angry with someone and you don't want to communicate with that person because they're toxic, you can write them a letter. And some people keep it. Some people crumple it up and throw it and burn it just to be rid of it.
Yeah.
Just depends on how you want to handle it. But that's something I've learned through 3 different therapists. That's a good thing to do.
Of course, you know that's a scapegoat. That's literally the scapegoat of ancient Judaism.
One of the greatest things that I have to thank my therapist for is I'm starting to overcome a lot of obstacles that are presented to me in my past, like my mom passing away. That was a huge hurdle that I've been trying to jump for 2 years now, and I finally feel like I'm making like, I wouldn't say I'm making a huge headway, but I'm starting to see why I shouldn't, keep holding on to that. And yeah, I wrote a letter to my mom. I read it out loud and I burnt it. And today has been a bit better.
Hey, Quentin, I feel like you and I should have a talk sometime. We could do like a private stream or whatever you want to do if you don't want to talk about it in front of everybody.
Sure.
Or we could do a regular stream. But I feel like there's
whenever you want.
I have a lot of tools that might help you. You can add to your toolbox.
Right. I appreciate that. Yeah. And Richard, I don't know if you heard it on my channel.
I have PTSD, and I have anxiety.
Right.
And I've had panic attacks, and I've had guilt, and I've had hate, and I've had, yeah. So you're kind of singing my tune, buddy. So if you ever want to talk, just let me know. You know how to get a hold of me.
Appreciate
or
that.
You should be able to. Twitter. Need an email? I'll put it in the chat. Whatever you need.
Right. Richard, I did want to extend an apology, man, because I did it on my channel. I didn't know if you still watched, but there were a couple of times where I said that I wasn't trying to escape in a question, but I was, just because I didn't think I should answer it. So I apologize for wasting your time on that aspect.
It's okay, brother. I understand the situation. And I'm not mad at anybody.
Right.
I mean, I've done those things.
This week is kind of the apology tour, and I've been making amends. Like, I had to kind of had to step up and apologize to someone who, for a really long time, I didn't think I was in the wrong for, but
hey, Quentin,
as my not, yeah, go ahead.
Check this out. If I feel that I'm guilty of something, I have simultaneously claimed that I know everything about the situation, that I would need to judge it properly. Now,
right.
I think it's delusional and proud to think that you know everything about anything. So I'm going to say guilt is a pride problem.
Right.
So you'll never find me persecuting you.
Right.
Unless I think you know everything.
No. Right. No, I've actually, that's one of the problems that I've had was, there have been a couple of people who lately have been, like, I'll get irritated with them and yell at them because, all they're trying to do is help me. And I'm in my head thinking, well, you don't fucking know anything, so why are you trying to help me? And then realize, like, after being a dumbass, that they were right and I wasn't. So, that's something that I need to work on, especially, is like realizing
Quentin, what you just said there is a catch-22. No matter what your position is, you can claim, no matter what your position is, you can claim the other person has no right to talk about it, and here's why. If I speed a lot, right, and I get tickets, and my kid speeds a lot, and he gets tickets, and I say to him, son, it's stupid to get tickets, he can say, well, you did it. And if that same situation happened, but I never got a speeding ticket, I could say, son, it's stupid to speed. And he could say, how would you know? You don't understand what a thrill it is to speed and how I feel so alive when I do it. So it's a catch-22 in those situations. No matter what the other person's experience or position is, you can always deny their conclusion. On the other hand, if you go to college and you pay a professor to teach you chemistry, do you think that chemistry professor is going to teach you about experiments he's never done?
No.
Yes. He can't have done them all.
Or
he's going to teach you about stuff he's never done. So, but you'll believe him. So the question is not, did you have the experience? The question is, do you trust the other person's judgment and authority? That's the real question.
Right. And the thing was, so there are certain subjects, like, especially in my life, that, like, if someone pesters me about, my first instinct is to kind of lash out at them. And it's because, like, they're harder to talk than than I'm ready for. One of them was for a long time my mom. And some people brought up my ex, and that's a whole other story that I don't want to get into. And they kept trying to talk to me about my ex and all this, and I love my friend to death. I love him. I'll love him to the day we both die. But he just didn't take the hint that right then and there was not the time to bring it up, and he was just trying to, tell me, hey, you need to stop thinking about her. You need to let her go. And I was just like, no, I don't want to talk about it. And I blew up on him. So I recognize he was just trying to help me in the way of like, hey, stop thinking about her because it's just going to hurt you more. So, I see what you're saying, but I'm also trying to recognize when I'm being a dick and when I need to walk away from something.
If you're doing something improper, then you understand something that the other person doesn't understand, or you're missing information that the other person has. But it's definitely one of those two things.
Right.
Okay, so I think the thing to do is find out what the other person knows. Try that.
Yeah, I ended up talking to them about it, and they were trying to tell me about like she wants to talk to me, and try to do something outside of what I want, and I just with her, I just don't want to be involved in her life, and that's kind of what she was trying to get him to ask me is if I would talk to her, and I just didn't want to do that.
Did you tell him that?
I talked to him. I'm like, look, man, I appreciate, you're what you're trying to do. It's just like, you can tell her that I'm not going to talk to her. It's just, no.
Okay. Well, I think B, you and Quentin should have a good chat sometime. I think that I'm extremely biased in favor of B. That's true, but still, I think that she's brilliant, and I think she's super empathetic. And shut up, I'm allowed to say what I want. It's what I think. So I think you guys could actually have a really good talk.
It wasn't until B pointed out that you two are siblings that I figured that out. I had no idea.
We have a lot of the same mannerisms and even a lot of the same sentence structures throughout our family, but just the same. Yeah, we don't look a whole bunch alike. I mean, she's blonde haired and blue used to be hazel blue eyes, and I have greenish brown eyes and dark hair and red beard. So, which I dye it, but it's naturally red anyway. Anyway,
yeah, I'm working on my beard.
You're working on it. If you insist. Okay. Step 1, stop shaving. That's the first step to growing a beard. Stop shaving. Step 2, repeat process. Step 1. That's it. You're muted.
Are you muted? Because we can't hear you.
She's muted. She's going to catch on in just a second. She's muted on her headphones. There you go. What were you saying?
Quentin, I put my email in the private chat, so you can email me anytime you want, buddy.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool. I think I sent you an email. I don't know if you got it.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay, guys,
Excellent.
We're going to, since you guys have shared that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this little number up. No, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because I think that Brother John and Mr. Shadow Kitty and yourself and Quentin would also appreciate knowing that the Empathetic Atheist show is running the after party, and his guest is Seth Andrews. So anyone who comes in, and it's going to be an open forum, might have a chance to speak with Mr. Seth Andrews. And I'm not a fanboy, but I would like to talk to him at least briefly one time.
Well, let's hop on over there. Do you have the link for that?
I don't have a link for that, but I'm sure that Brother John could find it, or Mr. Shadow Kitty could find that for us, please.
Yeah, that'd
Please,
be
please,
great.
pretty please.
Yeah, I won't. I don't know who it is. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea who that is, but I'll take a little shot. I know Parker wants me to go live soon, so.
Oh, that's right. You were talking about going live. Well,
yeah,
you could throw that in throw that up there too if somebody wants to. So we have both links. We can jump back.
Right. Let me. Yeah, I gotta set it up. Give me 1 second.
If you haven't got it by now, don't bother getting it because I got it.
All right.
Justin, not to talk smack about him behind his back, I'd say the same thing to his face, is an atheist who is starting to understand my position well enough that he argues for it. And if that's not weird enough for you. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. So peace and respect to you all. Again, thank you so much for subscribing to this tiny, tiny little channel. I hope that at least on occasion, I spurn some thought in you because of what has happened to me that spurned thought in me. And being mindful, or the family, my baby sister, I love you. And thank you so much for showing up. And Quentin Random Ginger, I love you. And thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate you guys coming in. And that's going to end the show.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Peace and respect to you all.
Peace out.
Peace out, Home Scouts.
I want you all to know that I do look forward to the day that we're all great friends.